Chocolate Kizz. We call her Fudgie. I just started in the ramp and we're going to saddle her up for the second time. I'm just swinging this rope around her. If you saw right there, I brought it underneath that lead rope because if you bring it over their head for that first time, they can't react, and she doesn't, but I just wanted to show you guys what I do first. Do it all around their body and their legs. She's a very sweet girl. She is a little nervous at sometimes, but she's quieting down. So right now, I'm practicing throwing her around in front of her face and over the lead rope, and she's doing pretty good with it. So now I know that, okay, I can do that from now on. Tapping the floor all the way around her on one side, and when I go behind her butt, I rub her on her back, just like that. Bring in front of her face, and again. She did good, so I'll pet her. One more time. Cool, so yeah, she's a really good girl. Again, we're going to be saddling her for that second time. I have done it with the bareback pad, and I've noticed that she likes to move when that cinch gets a little tighter. So everything else, she's really good with the commotion of the saddle and the bareback pad and the clinking of the metal. So now I just got to make sure that she doesn't get too cinchy. Flexing her neck. Want her to go all the way up to her cinch area. About there, you see how she dips? I don't want her to get into that habit. I just personally don't like that, so I'll bring her back. She did good, pet her, good job, Fudgie. Right here, she backs up really nicely with just, some fingertip pressure. Went to the other side so you guys can see. She got a little dull there, so I just did a little bit harder, and then I went back to being soft, and she got it. It was a windy day, so that's why I'm going to be doing talking over the video, just because I think if we filmed it, you guys wouldn't be able to hear me. So with this disengaging, I like to teach horses that when I stand up straight next to them, don't move. And when I tilt a little bit down my head or my waist, to then disengage that hind end. Because you don't want to, be walking like how I am here and then your horse moves. You don't want the farrier to go pick up their back legs and then they're constantly doing circles. So I like to teach them that cue so they know, okay, hey, I can just relax and not move because his body is straight. But when I bend over, that means I gotta listen to my person. It just helps later on. So now I'm just gonna test it. I walk back with my body straight. She didn't move. Good job. Now that she moved a little bit faster because I bent down, she didn't move, so then I kissed. And you can see how reactive she is because I kissed and she reacted that way. I didn't tap her, it was all just kissing. Standing there, she's doing good. Good job. Bend down, she did good. Awesome. And you want that leg to step over that other leg in that hind. She's still moving. There we go. Yeah, she's a really sweet girl. I actually haltered her probably a few months ago. And she was very nervous about people, but she's coming a long way so far in this groundwork. She's about to turn 2 next month. Heck yeah. She is really sweet. I love how she looks too. She does look like Fudge, so which is why we call her Fudgie. And right there, good. So she stepped over, that's where we'll stop. I keep one hand on the eye, right above the eye, and then I keep one hand right at the neck. And if they don't listen, then I push both. And it's not a punch, it's not a slap, it's just a firm push if they don't listen. But typically I'm just tapping that air. There we go, and she's doing good. Just get like a 180. There we go. Now what I want to show you guys here is how I do it. I do have one hand over the eye and then one hand right at the neck, and I hold the lead rope in my left hand like that. But I don't want to hold that lead rope in my right hand because then when I do need to pull them back, I'm going to have to cross my hands, and that's not efficient. So I like to make sure I keep that rope in my left hand so I don't have to move my hands so much, and I can just back them up and keep all my hands at the same spot while I'm still telling her to go. Alrighty, so again, like I said, she just is kind of getting a little cinching. I don't want that habit to grow into a bad habit. I don't want, me later on to cinch her up, and then even though it's loose, she still wants to move. So I'll show you guys what I do later on, but just keep that in mind for now. So what I'm doing is she's just so quiet. I don't want her to be too startled because she already is a little bit nervous sometimes. I don't want her to find reasons to, so I'm just gonna start off a little bit softer, let her kind of smell it, walk around, let her smell it again, and then I'll pick up this stirrup so when I throw it on her back again, she just feels the weight of the saddle. And I don't babysit and throw the saddle too soft. Like I don't try to make it too like I'm babying her, but I don't want it to slap her, so that's why I pick it up. And you can see that I'm walking to different spots. The only reason why I do that is because I don't want that one spot to either be associated with being bored or being an icky spot. So I like to move them, kind of keeping their mind thinking. I feel like if I stay in one spot, then they're going to either get annoyed or they're going to be thinking too much, and I don't want them to. So I think moving them to a different spot makes them a little bit more relaxed. And I throw the saddle on by itself because I don't want to have to, throw the pad on, then the saddle, and then once they're used to that, after 10 times, then cinch it up. I just would rather throw that saddle on, so I just eliminate the whole saddle pad part. She's already good with the saddle pad. Again, the wind didn't really help us, so that's why right there that thing happened, but she's a good girl. So I'm really glad that she was actually standing this way, so you can see me throwing the saddle on from the offside. Now the reason why I do that for the first time I saddle them is because I don't want to have to take so many trips around their body when I'm putting the saddle on for the first time or the second time or the first 5 times. It lets me throw it on from the offside, take off that cinch, and then walk right over and then finish it up. And instead of 3 trips where I would throw it on from the correct side, walk over, unbuckle that cinch, then walk back onto this side that I'm on right now, and then cinch it up. There's just too many trips, and I would rather eliminate all of that. Now when I throw it on from the offside and I go to the side that I'm on currently to cinch it up, while I'm crossing in front of them, I take a quick look to make sure that the saddle and the saddle pad are even, because you can't really tell if you're on one side. So I take that part to my advantage. As soon as I cross in front of them, I check that it's even. Now again, with the whole cinchy thing, she likes to move, so I don't want her to think that she has to every time. So right here, I'm just slowly squeezing it up. I pet her. I checked one more time just because I know that she's quiet and soft. Sometimes they won't let you, sometimes they're scared of the stirrup or whatnot, so you just got to be mindful of that. But anyways, with the whole being cinched and moving, I just do 1 cinch at a time, or 1 hole, and I think I was on the 3rd hole right here, so she moved a little bit. I'm just going to stay with her. I'm not going to make a big commotion about it. Keep her head cocked to the side for safety. And she's still moving, that's fine. Again, not making a big commotion about it, because then she'll feed into it. So I don't really mind. Yesterday she did a better job, but you guys can see how I'm handling it right now, so I'm glad you guys can see that. And then I got it into that 4th hole, the tightest hole that I think was good for her, and she did good. Now because she's already quiet-minded, I don't feel the need to, tie her leader up to the horn and lunge her, or let go. I thought it would be better to walk her and be with me. And again, you just have to know your horse, because sometimes if you do what I'm doing here, they'll want to go forward in front of you, or kind of do a few hops because the saddle's new. But with her, I felt it's best to just walk with her and then call it quits there and then unsaddle.